Hey, welcome back. Today we're throwing on some one of the finest wheels you can possibly purchase, and that's some Steelies, but not any Steelies. Archer's getting some of the finest imitation bead lockers, mate. Spice it up, you know.
First off, praise to the Most High. Glorious, you and you are the ruler, it's in you that my hope lies. Faux God, no lie, no right, I don't play both sides. Been so down with the windows down, truth music blowing at the whip so loud, you repent when I roll by.
Body cleaner will not help us in this job. I actually have never run these wheels on these cars. I'm intrigued. What do you reckon? What's this going to look like, Twinny?
A disaster in paradise. That's what I'm saying.
We're going to call it now. I reckon this will become a fashion. Even though we're just joking. We're just doing this just to be funny.
Trendsetter, hey? Trendsetter. Bead lockers on an AU.
I don't think it'll actually look half bad. But the other thing is at this current moment, getting the Steelies in this size is actually impossible because the company Dynamic, out of them, we've bought all of them, so kind of our only option for Steelies in this size. Even though I purchased these before they were an issue, so. Imitation bead lock. What is this? Oh dear. Don't worry.
Do you have to ghetto blast it on?
We might have to, but we'll give it a go without it. We are here, guys, at the other shed. We're about to bring Archer on and we'll start on it. We're just going to move a few things around, get us moving. And we'll see what it looks like with the old bead lockers. Boggin.
What are we doing?
Boggin. Well, hopefully Archer starts up because he's been having some ECU problems at the moment. He's like selective. So we'll just see what happens because didn't want to start the other day. Test our luck.
Oh, you didn't even use the electric. Come on, Archer.
Come on, boy. Very good lass. That's a bone.
It's because I spoke to him.
It's because everyone's watching.
It's because I spoke to him.
He doesn't crumble under pressure. Unlike the heater hoses.
Well, that doesn't smell good.
Ah, it's fine.
Okay. Oh, we need to cut the exhaust.
Yeah, exhaust is touching suspension. They're not going to look that great until we lower it. Once we lower it, but then I'm just going to do a cut here and there. I'm going to start doing our arch. Bog them up, make them look nice-ish. As the good old adjustable spanner flares, a bit dated. So we're going to do that to it. And I think that'll be, and then we've got to check the exhaust because the exhaust is all bent. So I think we just got to rip that off. I think, sway bar link swap, and then I think she'll be ready for the next learn to drift.
Oh, let's go.
it's incredible how this piece snapped on the sway bar, and as it snapped off clean off here, on transition through the Nico, as Quinny's come, yeah, it's like going through it. This went through the tyre, jammed the tyre, so it was like incredible. As he's coming out of it, it's just fully jammed the tyre and locked up the one wheel, and it pulled the car down. The funniest thing ever, we were like so confused, but we thought maybe the ball joint fell out. But no, this just snapped off and went into the rim, or the tyre, and just stopped it. Oh, it was incredible.
Well, the reason behind that is because I go full tilt. Like, my foot didn't come off the floor.
Most likely this damages when we were out in the abandoned warehouse, sending it.
Take my
As
glory,
you can
mate.
see, this one's a bit bent. So we probably should change both, but
We're just going to change one until
we'll
I
just
break
change
the
one
other.
and just see what happens. So we're waiting for I decided to change both sway bar links, just so we had it, so we'll just do it. Just waiting for the other one to rock up. We're going to cut off the tailpipe because it's bent. And then eventually, once the car gets the coilovers in the back, then we'll just run an exhaust out to the back. But for now, it'll just be dumped at the blast muffler. That's what we're going to do with this fine bit of machine. Lowering device and exhaust elect device. I just cut my face off. Yeah, it's got a good shield on it, good cover. There's your horsepower loss.
We've just gained, because of this, 20 more horsepower.
We'll just put a little. No, we won't. Can't be bothered. After the coilovers go in, then we'll do a pipe.
Sick.
Delete the pipe. We got the other link rod. Hopefully it's the right one, literally the right one, because it went to the right hand side. So I'll just quickly suss it. We are good to go. GG.
GG.
Oh, these are always quite bit of stability in old Archer. This should help, particularly with standard struts. Good times. I love this car. This car just keeps going. Well, like we've done nothing to this car when we got it, just abused it. Knit this up. Good to go. Ready for bog on the rest of the yard. Alright guys, we're back. Finished on the sway bar link. We're going to finish off. We've had to give it a couple days to set, but initially the bog that I put down, I did not put enough hardener in. Normally I have the problem of putting way too much hardener in, and I don't even get to finish doing the bogging. But as you can see, we've cleaned the floor, but there was a lot on the floor that just dripped off. So we're going to continue. Now that it's set, we're going to continue. I'm going to get the grinder, trim it up, see what happens. I haven't done this. I just thought, hey, let's give it a go. So we are. And I'm not a panel beater by any chance. And I forgot my proper sunnies today, so this is what we're rolling with. Let's do it. layer of bog on. So this time I put a little bit extra hardener in, which is still a bit soft. So the last little batch I had, still a bit runny, so I chucked a little bit more hardener in. I know panel beaters that are watching this are going to be cringing because I've got no idea what I'm doing, except sending it. So I don't know if you can see it here on the photo, on the video, that it's started drying a little bit and I had to stop. Which if you've done bogging before, you know that it starts getting hard and you go, oh, no, I'll just move it a bit more, and it gets worse and worse and worse as you try and fix it, so I just have to stop there with it. This here looks alright. I'm pretty happy with this here. This is what I wanted all of it to look like. But it's not a bad attempt. Like my idea of what I wanted, it's like it's almost getting there, which is strange. But got a little bit more to add here. So I think what I'll do is we'll sand it down and then add where it needs a little bit more. Maybe a smaller amount of bog, but I think it's pretty good for one side. I don't know, maybe we'll do the other side. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm intrigued. Once this thing's lowered with this, it should look pretty good. We'll paint it up. We're just going to paint this black, make it look like an arch, and see where we go from there. As you can see, it's a ton of bog on the ground as well, but I'm glad I'm not doing panel work because it's actually quite timely. You need to know what you're doing. Plus my hand is like cramped to the crap. So that was the other reason I had to stop. So I'll see what happens.